talking about Brady's where things are getting worse.
Yeah.
It is second read type of stuff, or when his feet aren't planted. Like he missed a pass in the flat to James White, where it's like he didn't completely set his feet, and he used to just be able to kind of like sling it. You just kind of get away with it, right? You just do it, and he just missed it. The last 2 years, it seems like those are the ones where the precision, like the mechanical precision's not there that Tom appreciates, but he can't make up for it all the time with his arm. So you end up missing a few more throws, and then if nobody else, I just don't see a ton of guys getting open. It's just not a dynamic passing offense. And for whatever we say about the running game, whether it's useless or not, like their running game has been useless. And in the past, it has been a nice compliment. It's like, hey, they knew that they could run the ball when they have favorable looks. They've always run the ball efficiently. That's just not there this year either.
How's our financial plan coming?
Super! Chris, any advice?
With Western and Southern, preparing for your financial future can be easier than you think. Favorite receiver?
Huh?
To get started, visit westernsouthern.com.
Anyway, New England 17, Eagles 10 in, was it good defense or bad offense?
Both.
On both sides.
Both. The Patriots offense is really not good.
Yeah.
And yet the Eagles defense, or the Eagles offense was able to play badly enough that they were able to win anyway.
So the Patriots defense is still good. Let's not forget.
It is good.
Based off of 1 week.
Having said that, this is the second game-winning touchdown that Nelson Aguilar has dropped this season.
That was a pretty play. That was just a fascinating turn. That whole drive. The final drive, Carson Wentz makes a big throw to kind of get them off the goal line. Misses 2 easy throws by a mile.
That's him.
And then the play calling was I told you it was fascinating. Like New England was playing cover two, so they're just playing zone. Hey, find the zone. This was a couple of the game-winning drive opportunities. Cover two, and then they go zero blitz. And Romo called it out. Yeah, they love going zero blitz in this. And with the zero blitz, that's when the quarterback can kind of retreat a little bit, and you essentially have to throw that deep crosser that they threw to Aguilar. It's like the deep over route. It's one-on-one coverage. You drop it into a spot where he could go get it. And Wentz put it in a really good spot. That was awesome.
Yeah. And it was
Aguilar didn't really
it wasn't
track it
the
that well.
easiest adjustment in the world, but it was because he left it so late to actually adjust that he ended up having to like swing all the way back outside over his shoulder. Like
the tough part about all those
into a nightmare of an adjustment.
Here's the tough part about all those, drawing when you have like a deep over route, you can take it any which way. Like you could take it a little bit more like a post. You could take it more across the field. That takes so much practice and precision. So if Wentz throws it a little bit more toward the post and Aguilar's taking it a little bit more like, toward the pylon or toward the back pylon, all of a sudden it does look like he's got to make a Willie Mays catch. It just takes so much.
Yeah, and most people are taught when they run those routes to make it as shallow as possible in terms of the post, because it's easier to adjust more
laterally.
The opposite of an acute angle. Obtuse. It's easier to adjust more that way than it is to do what Aguilar tried to do, which is adjust back to the acute angle and end up tying yourself in knots. What's weird is that he used to be good at that stuff at USC. That was one thing I didn't really have any concerns about, was his ability to track a deep ball and adjust well. But it wasn't game winning, I guess, because you would assume they would have had to go for 2 to win the game. But game tying / winning / not losing. That's the second one of those touchdowns that Aguilar has dropped this season, and it's not even. They've had more than that. The other thing that was weird about this game was there was a play in there where Edelman practically mugged a defender to break up a pass, right, to stop it being intercepted. And so there was a couple of weird takes throwing around on Twitter. It's like, oh, it's dirty play, it's horrible. No, I mean, he's just trying to break up the pass, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
And he was purposely trying to like split his
Having
hand.
said that, if horse collar tackles are going to be illegal because they're dangerous, that should be.
Yeah, kind of grabbed him.
He leapt on a guy's back and was like trying to, wreck the guy from behind, essentially, exactly the same way a horse collar tackle does, except with the purpose being to try and stop him intercepting a pass as opposed to tackling him. But either way, you're like falling on the guy's legs from behind. Like if that's illegal one way, it should be illegal the other way as well.
Yeah.
My column.
Your column. Right all about it. I think...
Is Tom Brady declining? Is it time to dust off the article?
Yeah. There were howling winds, 15 to 20 miles an hour.
I'm just saying.
That were not helpful.
If Mohamed Sanu
he wasn't very good.
had been throwing the ball to Philip Dorsett, it would have got there.
Yeah, Brady was not very good. I think there's multiple issues with this offense, right? Clearly, he's not throwing the ball the same way he has in recent years. So therefore, you need more help. I think this might be the slowest offense in the NFL. Watching all of their guys get into routes. I mean, they've got Ben Watson at 40 years old. They've got the slowest tight ends. That's not even close.
No. The slowest tight end is Jason Witten.
I said tight ends.
Yeah, but his
Blake
drag
Jarwin
factor
makes up for him.
No, it doesn't. His drag, he has his highest speed this year, according to NGS, is the same as Antoine Woods.
Yeah.
So
well, somebody look up Matt Lacosse's speed and Ben Watson's speed.
If Blake Jarwin runs like Tyreek Hill, it's not enough to offset Jason Witten.
All right, so they've got a slow group of tight ends. They add N'Keal Harry to the mix, which is
helping.
So between N'Keal Harry, Mohamed Sanu, Julian, now Philip Dorsett's fast.
Yes, but he went down, right?
He did get hurt after the touchdown that Edelman threw. But between Edelman, Sanu, and now Harry, they're all just like possession receiver types, and it's just not really a dynamic offense. And of course, their backs are always quicker than fast type guys and all that stuff. So they're missing any sort of downfield, even intermediate component to this offense. And then Brady's issue right now is just like passes in the flat that he's missing. Like those were the passes he just never really missed before. So even if he did it, he would have games where he didn't have to go down the field as much. But as long as you hit all the short stuff, you can run an efficient offense, right? He's not even hitting some of those right now, and he still continues to make ridiculous red zone decisions. He almost got picked.
Also remains
in the end zone.
Pretty catastrophic under pressure this season.
Yeah, and that's
overall, which has not been a good thing.
Yeah, those are one of those things. You're supposed to look at that and say, well, it's going to revert back, but at some point, it's like, well, you're 42. Can you really handle that? I mean, then there's other times I don't think he's feeling it a little bit when it's not getting there, and Isaiah, I think he really wants Isaiah Wynn to come back and be good, and
that would help a lot.
Not have Marshall Newhouse at left tackle.
That's been a problem, though. Ted Karras got beaten up a lot in this game.
Well, Newhouse was getting whooped on screen. Brady got killed on screens, where you're supposed to at least slow down the rusher, and Newhouse wasn't doing that.
So the thing is, he's taking the hits now that he didn't take before, right? It's not that he can't play in the face of this pressure. It's that this is the Brett Favre thing, right? When you get to being in your 40s, you'll know this, Steve. We're both old.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Stuff starts breaking. Like you take hits before, and stuff starts breaking when it didn't when you were younger. And that's the problem, right? Brett Favre was made out of cast iron for most of his career. Then suddenly he hit 40s, and stuff just started disintegrating on the man.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know what? I can't be a punching bag the way I used to. Now he had his biggest problem is that was his style, right? It was just basically act as a human piñata and just keep on trucking, right? That's not Brady's style, but his problem is that he's gone from this end of the spectrum of I basically never get hit, so you're not going to be able to injure me, to suddenly now I'm taking some hits and I'm 52 years old. Now we have problems because A, I'm taking way more than I used to, and B, I'm old to the point where stuff's starting to break when I do get hit. So this is the worst time possible for me to start taking more hits than I used to. Where out of top to bottom, right? Patriots 53-man roster. Where do you think Brady ranks in arm strength on that roster? Is he higher than fourth?
Stop.
Mohamed Sanu definitely has a stronger arm than him. Stidham probably does, right?
No, he can still zip it. He can still zip it when he needs to. He never. Yeah.
Faster than Stidham?
Did you see some of the throws he made just last year?
At best, he's third.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
And he may be fourth.
I think he's always had underrated arm strength.
Can unwind one.
When he won. Oh, that was a good throw by Edelman.
Yeah.
It was accurate.
So you could make the case that he's got the fourth best arm on the Patriots.
I don't think you can. I refuse.
How high do you want to put it?
Still first.
You're out of your mind. There's no way he's got a better arm than Sanu. No way.
Of course he does.
Sanu has a cannon.
You haven't even seen
Sanu has a top 5 arm in the NFL.
No.
He does. Did you not see them?
Sanu is awesome.
Did you not see them?
All right, so Sanu, Brady, Edelman. Well, Edelman.
They did a video series where they pulled some Madden guys out and they had Sanu try and uncork like as deep a pass as he could throw, and like he was like he had a longer. I can't remember if they did it by velocity or just pure distance, but they basically clocked. I think it was clocked. They clocked his throws at faster velocity than Cam Newton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Sanu wins.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. Like Sanu has a legitimate cannon.
That's pretty good.
There's no way, none, that Brady has a stronger arm than Sanu.
Okay, so he's
We
second.
can debate Stidham, but he doesn't have a stronger arm.
Stidham's got a pretty good arm.
This is what I'm saying. He's at best third.
No. So N'Keal Harry makes his debut, 32 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
They got it to him on a play action slant, got it to him on a screen. There were at least two plays where it looked like he was the first read, running a curl and maybe a slant. Just not dynamic, getting off the...
I need to go and watch all of his routes, but at any point did he get open?
I mean, on the first slant he did, but I felt like that was more like you're running through a zone. I don't know if it got... Like when he was playing when he was in one-on-one coverage, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It just looked slow. So I think he was the first read on a couple passes where Brady had to come off of him. And talking about Brady's where things are getting worse,
yeah,
it is second read type of stuff, or when his feet aren't planted. Like he missed a pass in the flat to James White, where it's like he didn't completely set his feet, and he used to just be able to kind of like sling it. You just kind of get away with it, right? You just do it, and he just missed it. The last 2 years, it seems like those are the ones where the precision, like the mechanical precision's not there that Tom appreciates, but he can't make up for it all the time with his arm. So you end up missing a few more throws. And then if nobody else, I just don't see a ton of guys getting open. It's just not a dynamic passing offense. And for whatever we say about the running game, whether it's useless or not, like their running game has been useless. And in the past, it has been a nice compliment. It's like, hey, they knew that they could run the ball when they have favorable looks. They've always run the ball efficiently. That's just not there this year either. It's not going to win them games, but they'd at least, average 4.5 yards per pop and things like that quite often.
I think he's justifiably reaching a point where he needs a bit of help from the supporting cast around him.
Oh, I think that's absolutely fair. Yeah.
More than most years, more than dating back for a while now, that help isn't there. Right?
Even last year when Gronk was declining, if you go back through their season, he hit Gronk on a key throw to like win the game against Kansas City 43-40. Like Gronk was there. Gronk was there in the Super Bowl. Gronk also, was there in the AFC Championship. Like he had a go-to guy, which was a declining Gronk.
Just, Gronk was there, right? There's no Gronk. There's nobody even in the same vicinity as Gronk. They have nobody.
Yeah,
a collection of guys. This is like the early Patriots teams. There's like, who is he throwing to?
Right.
Like, look at this collection of misfits. Now that would work when Brady was young and had some, arm and physical ability, and now it's like, there's nobody there.
Yeah. So it was the game plan wise too. Sometimes they run into these games where they're really afraid of the pass rush, right? So it was a lot of screens, and they were rolling him out a bunch. Like he rolled out like 5 or 6 times.
There's going to be a bunch of people, by the way, bitching at this idea of people that subscribe to his Instagram have been like, I see he can run a faster 40 now than he did when he was 20 or 21 or whatever he came out at.
Yeah.
He still doesn't. He's not as physically.
I would say if you want to talk about like physical decline, if he just had to like stand in there and zip the ball, I don't know that the velocity is that much different. I think the bigger issue is like when he was rolling out in the end zone, he's had multiple red zone picks this year where he's trying to do something off platform and the ball is just not coming out right. And that happened. That was last year against the Steelers too. He tried to throw the ball out of bounds off balance. He couldn't get it out there. It's more the off-platform stuff.
That's where I think
the arm's not there as much.
That's where I think true arm strength actually shows up, because those are the things that's really difficult to consistently practice. Like you don't know that those aren't there until you try and throw it, and it does.
Yeah. Like he's got plenty of lasers that he threw over the last 2 years where it's like, oh look, he still has zip. It's more when things aren't perfect around him. Tough one for the Eagles. This whole game just felt like, all right, when is an offense gonna get something going? Carson Wentz held the ball in the pocket a little bit too long a couple times, took some sacks, fumble. It was the Patriots defense being tough again, though.
Yeah, it was. This is kind of turning into the story of the Eagles season, is that they've had chances to win a bunch of these close games and haven't been able to do it, and consequently they're kind of in a bit of a hole.
They were very banged up offensively. Mm-hmm. Lane Johnson was already grading extremely well on about 22 snaps, whatever it was, and then Vaitai had to come in Lane Johnson goes out with a concussion. Vaitai gives up 3 pressures. Felt like more. Felt like he got whooped a little bit worse than that.
And as we said, Aguilar dropping what could have
been the game
tying, winning, whatever touchdown.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.